All right, welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're talking about a name you probably say, I don't know, a dozen times a day, Google. But I'll bet there's a ton you don't know about what's really going on behind that simple search bar. We're talking surprising stories, clever secrets, the works.
So yeah, let's get right into it. You use it for everything, right? From figuring out that homework problem to finding the best pizza place near you. But the real story behind Google? Oh, it's packed with wild twists, hidden jokes, and some seriously futuristic tech that's already changing your life, maybe without you even noticing.
All right, so here's what we're going to cover. We'll start from its super humble beginnings in a garage, then look at the sheer scale of it all. We'll uncover its playful side, see how it became so much more than just search, and wrap up with the crazy AI that's running the show today.
Okay, Section 1, From a Garage to Google. Let's wind the clock back to the 90s. You've got two students at Stanford, Larry Page and Sergey Brin. And the internet back then? It was kind of like the Wild West, a total mess, but growing like crazy.
And they had this one big idea. How do you organize all this chaos? See, the search engines at the time, they weren't great. They just looked for keywords. So you never knew if you were getting a good source or just, junk. Larry and Sergey had a much, much smarter way to do it.
And this was their secret sauce, something they called PageRank. The concept is actually pretty simple, but it was totally revolutionary. Basically, they treated a link from one website to another as a vote. So if a ton of sites voted for your page by linking to it, Google would see it as more important. It was like a popularity contest for the entire internet, and boom, suddenly their search results were way better than anyone else's.
So they had this amazing tech, but they needed a name that could capture the sheer scale of what they were trying to do, organize a basically infinite amount of information. They turned to math and found the perfect word, Google. That's the number 1 with 100 zeros after it. Pretty fitting, right?
Well, almost perfect. And this is one of my favorite facts. The name that we now use as a verb every single day, just Google it, was actually a spelling mistake. They were trying to register Google, but they accidentally typed Google. They kind of liked how it looked, and the rest is history. A typo that changed the world.
And just like so many of those other tech giants, their first office wasn't some fancy high-rise. Nope, it was a garage. It's the classic Silicon Valley story, right? This massive global company literally started with a huge idea in a tiny rented space.
Okay, let's jump to our next section, billions of daily searches. Because that garage project, well, it exploded. It went from a small project to something that's just part of our daily lives. And the scale of it today is, honestly, it's hard to even wrap your head around.
Get ready for this number. Every single day, Google processes over 8 billion searches. Let me say that again, 8 billion. That's literally more searches every day than there are human beings on the entire planet. Just wow. All that curiosity answered in a split second.
And what are we all looking for? Well, everything. From what is the meaning of life to how do I bake a potato? It's all there. News, weather, directions, recipes, sports scores. It's like the collective brain of humanity, firing off questions nonstop.
All right, next up, Google's playful side. Now, you'd think a company that handles all this data would be super serious, right? But Google has this really fun, creative personality, and they absolutely love hiding little surprises for all of us to find.
They're famously known as Easter eggs. These are basically hidden jokes or features that the engineers sneak into the software just for fun. It's a huge part of their company culture, and they're hidden all over the place.
Okay, I want you to try one right now if you can. Open up a search bar and type in, "do a barrel roll." Just do it. It's probably the most famous Easter egg, and it's just a perfect little example of their sense of humor.
Or here's another great one. Try searching for the word SQ. Just look at the results page. Everything's just a little bit crooked. It's so simple, but so clever. I love it.
And this whole playful attitude goes way beyond just search tricks. It's baked into their entire work culture. Their headquarters, the Googleplex, is famous for things like free food, game rooms, even nap pods. The idea is that if you keep people happy and creative, they'll come up with amazing things. And it works. Products you use every day, like Gmail and Google News, actually started as passion projects by individual employees.
Okay, so next section, beyond the search bar. Because thinking of Google as just a search engine is like thinking of an iceberg as just the tip. That search box is really just the front door to this huge ecosystem of other tools we all use constantly. I mean, just think about it. YouTube? That's Google. The Android system on your phone? That's Google.
Gmail, Maps, Drive, all those tools that you honestly probably couldn't live without, it's all one giant, interconnected system that pretty much runs our digital lives.
And that brings us to our last section, the AI-powered present. So what's the magic glue holding all of this together and making it smarter every day? It's artificial intelligence. And this isn't some sci-fi movie stuff. You're already using it all the time.
Seriously, think about these moments. When you use Google Translate and point your camera at a sign in another language and it translates it instantly, that's AI. When you ask Google Assistant to set a timer or tell you the weather, AI again. You know how search just seems to know what you're typing, or YouTube recommends the perfect next video? Yep, that's AI working behind the scenes, trying to make your life a little easier.
So it all comes full circle, you see? That same drive to organize information that started with PageRank back in a garage, well, that's now powering some of the most advanced AI on the planet. The innovation never really stopped. And that really is the big question to leave you with. This whole journey, from organizing links to building real AI, has been incredible. But it's far from over. So as this technology gets more and more powerful, you have to wonder, what's the next huge problem we're going to ask it to solve?